students, today we are going to discuss about pericardium. What is meant by pericardium? Pericardium is a covering of the heart. Okay, covering of the heart. Let's see that. Pericardium is a fibrous fat which encloses the heart and the root of or roots of great vessels. Okay, it's a fibrous fat. Yeah, that encloses the heart as well as the great vessels, root or beginning portion of great vessels. What's in the great vessels here? Here, great vessels means superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, aorta, pulmonary front. Those are the great vessels. So, beginning portion which encloses not only the heart, but also the great vessels. See here in this image, you can see the covering of the heart. Okay, see this almost a white color structure. Okay. Here in this diagram, it's a white color. Okay. See, this covering of the heart is the pericardium. See, it not only cover the heart, also cover the beginning portion of this pulmonary and beginning portion of the aorta, beginning portion of the superior vena cava. Sorry, not beginning portion, terminal part of the superior vena cava, terminal part of the inferior vena cava. That's what it is. Root of the great vessels. Okay. Then this pericardium is having two layers, fibrous pericardium and serous pericardium. What is meant by that? See, this is another diagram of the pericardium. See, here in this diagram, you can see a green color line here. That represents the fibrous layer. See this one, this dark colored structure that represents the heart, and this one is an aorta. Okay. So the outermost covering, that is what the fibrous pericardium. Deep to the fibrous pericardium, here we can see a double layered membrane. Okay, that one is a serous pericardium. So pericardium itself is having two layers, outer single layer, that one is a fibrous layer, then inner double layered membrane, that one is a serous pericardium. So these points are clear. Now we are going to see the details of the fibrous pericardium. Fibrous pericardium is a conical sac made of fibrous tissue. Okay. See, it's almost a conical shape. It's made up of fibers. The outer layer is made up of fibers. That's what's known as fibrous pericardium, and it is conical shape. See, here comes the apex. The apex which is blunt and continues with the great vessels. See like this. This fibrous pericardium is continuous with the great vessels. So fibrous pericardium is conical sac made up of fibrous tissue. That is this point we will discuss it later. Then apex is blunt and lies at the level of the sternal angle. It is fused with the root of the great vessels. That means apex is fused with or continues with the root of the great vessels. And where it lies, this apex lies at the level of the sternal angle. What is meant by sternal angle? Say this conical, this is what the sternum. This conical, this one is a sternum. This is having upper quadrangular part, that is a manubrium sternum. Then lower this area, this is the body of the sternum. Then lowermost is spine-like projection. This is a cycloid process. So manubrium sternum, body of the sternum, then this is a CP sternum or cycloid process. So here, the junction of the manubrium sternum with the body of the sternum. So this level, this is what the sternum and the sternum and so apex of this fibrous pericardium lies at this level, sternal angle. So apex is blunt and lies at the level of the sternal angle. Now the sternal angle, that root is clear, and it is fused with the root of the great vessels. That point is also clear. Then base is broad and inseparably blend with the central tendon of the diaphragm. What is meant by that? See here, inferiorly, this is what the diaphragm, which separates the thorax from the lower abdomen. Okay, so this base, this is what the base, which is connected to the diaphragm. So apex, which is conical in shape, and it is connected. Sorry, apex lies at the level of the sternal angle and continues with the great vessels. Then base, which is connected to the diaphragm. Okay. So those are the features. Then we have to discuss some relations. Anteriorly, it is connected to the body of the sternum by superior and inferior sternopericardial ligament. What is meant by that? See, Here, this is a sagittal section of the body. Sagittal section. So here we can see the anterior part of sternum. Here comes the posterior part. This is what the heart. This heart which is connected to the sternum by a ligament, or this pericardium which is connected to the sternum by two ligaments. Those ligaments are known as what? Sternopericardial, from the sternopericardial ligament. This is inferior sternopericardial ligament. So anteriorly it is connected to the sternum by sternopericardial ligament. Posteriorly it is related to principal bronchus, esophagus, descending aorta. We'll see that. So this is what the heart and the pericardium. Okay, this is the anterior part, this is the posterior part. Posteriorly we can see the vertebral column. So just behind the heart, see here we can see the descending aorta. Along with the descending aorta, see this esophagus. See, here it appears as the diaphragm. This is what the diaphragm is. Here it appears as a diaphragm and reaches the abdomen. Then behind the heart, there we can see the trachea, which divides into principal bronchus. So mainly three structures are there. What are they? Posteriorly, principal bronchus, esophagus, aorta. Then on each side it is related to the mediastinal pleura and mediastinal surface of the lung. Simply we can say that it is related to the, see, this is the fibrous pericardium. See, on either side it is related to lung and pleura. Okay. So those are some of the relations of this fibrous pericardium. So some features, what are the features? So it is conical in shape, apex is blunt and continues with the root of the great vessels, then base which is connected to central tendon of the diaphragm. Then some relations, anteriorly superior and inferior sternopericardial ligament, posteriorly principal bronchus, esophagus, aorta, on either side lungs. So some details of the fibrous pericardium is clear now. Now we are going to discuss about the serous pericardium. Serous pericardium, it's a thin double-layered serous membrane. Okay, what are the two layers? Outer layer, it is known as parietal layer, and the inner layer or the visceral layer. So it is having two layers, outer parietal layer and inner visceral layer. There. See this image. See, I told you this double layer structure. This is what the serous pericardium. It is having this outer layer, outer parietal layer. This outer layer it is known as parietal layer. See the tip of the cursor. Now the tip of the cursor is on the parietal layer. This parietal layer at this level, okay, at this level it continues with the visceral layer. Correct now? Visceral layer which is close, which comes in close contact with this organ. That's why it's known as visceral layer. Okay, see, inner visceral layer. Now the tip of the cursor is on the visceral layer. So this is what the visceral layer. Okay, so here this visceral layer continues with the parietal layer. At what level? At the level of the root of great vessels. Or the root means here the beginning portion. Okay, so beginning portion of the great vessels. There, this visceral layer continues with the parietal layer. As a result, here we can see a cavity. That is what the pleural cavity is filled with the, or it is having serous fluid. Now we'll see. So serous pericardium is a thin double-layered serous membrane. We saw. Then it is having outer layer known as parietal layer, and the inner layer it is known as visceral layer. Okay, visceral layer is fused with the heart. Outer parietal layer which is fused with the, or it is in relation with the fibrous pericardium. We'll check it. See, this is the outer parietal layer. This outer parietal layer is in contact with this fibrous layer. Correct? No. This inner visceral layer is in contact with the heart. So outer layer or the parietal layer is fused with the fibrous pericardium, and inner layer or the visceral layer or the epicardium, otherwise known as what? Epicardium is fused with the heart. Then these two layers are continuous at the level of the root of the great vessels. Then pericardial cavity. There is a cavity potential space between parietal layer and visceral layer. It is containing serous fluid. So the serous pericardium is also clear. Now, what are the contents of this pericardium? What are the structures seen inside the pericardium? No doubt heart. And roughly we can say that heart and the beginning portion of great vessels or root of great vessels. What are they? ascending aorta or aorta is there, pulmonary trunk, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, pulmonary veins. Okay, those are the structures seen inside the pericardium. Now, inside the pericardium, some spaces are there or some passages are there. Those passages seen inside the pericardium, it is known as sinuses of pericardium. Okay, the visceral pericardium at the root of the great vessels are arranged in the form of two tubes. What are the two tubes? One arterial tube and one venous tube. We'll check it. See here in this image, see this one. Imagine here in this image we can see only this serous pericardium. This is what the parietal layer. Now the tip of the cursor is on the parietal layer of the serous pericardium. Imagine this is a parietal layer of the, sorry, this is a parietal layer of the pericardium. See at this level it continues with the visceral pericardium. Now this colored one. Okay, so imagine this is what the visceral layer of the serous pericardium. So imagine this is the serous layer. Sorry, visceral layer of serous pericardium. Okay, see here we can see the ascending aorta, pulmonary trunk. For that we are having one tube. See this visceral pericardium or visceral layer of the serous pericardium at the root of the great vessels is arranged in the form of two tubes. So we have to check what are the two tubes. See one tube, this one. Okay, see this one. This is what one tube. Okay, for this arteries. Another tube. See for this vein. Okay, so this is what the arterial tube for this arteries, and this is what venous tube for the veins. Okay, clear? Visceral pericardium. Listen once again. See, this is what the visceral layer of the serous pericardium or visceral pericardium. See, towards the apex or towards this root of the great vessels, there it is arranged in the form of two tubes. Okay, see, this is what one tube. Two walls of one tube. Clear? For these two arteries inside that tube. So imagine this is a section of that tube. Okay, longitudinal section of one tube within these two arteries. This is longitudinal section of another tube with one vein. Okay, so arterial tube and a venous tube. Between these two tubes, there is a gap. See, this is the arterial tube and this one is a venous tube. Between these two tubes, there is a gap. Now the cursor is on that gap. This gap is known as transverse sinus. Okay, now we have to check. So visceral layer at the root of the great vessels is arranged in the form of two tubes. What are they? Arterial tube, which encloses the ascending aorta and the pulmonary trunk. Correct. And venous tube encloses the vena cava and the pulmonary veins. So the passage between two tubes is known as what? Transverse sinus of the pericardium. Okay, then some boundaries. Anteriorly, it is bounded by ascending aorta and pulmonary trunk. Posteriorly, superior vena cava, and inferiorly, inferior atrium. Those are some of the boundaries of this transverse sinus. Now, another passage is there, which is seen inside the venous tube. I told you two tubes are there. One is arterial tube, the other one is venous tube. Okay, inside the venous tube, one more passage is there. That one is an oblique sinus. So oblique sinus, it is a narrow gap which is seen inside the venous tube and behind the heart. Where it is seen? Actually, it is seen behind the heart. Some boundaries. Anteriorly, left atrium and posteriorly, parietal pericardium. Okay, so these are the two sinuses. Okay, clear? So what are the sinuses? Transverse sinus and oblique sinus. So before going to that, first we should know what is meant by sinus. Sinus means here just a passage. Where it is seen? First, transverse sinus, which is seen between the arterial tube and the venous tube. Inside the venous tube, another passage is there. That one is a oblique sinus. It is not there in that diagram. Okay, now the arterial supply. It is supplied by internal thoracic artery, musculophrenic artery, and descending thoracic aorta. Then now supply. Fibrous and parietal pericardium are supplied by phrenic nerve. They are sensitive to pain. Then epicardium. Epicardium means visceral layer. Visceral layer of the serous pericardium. It is supplied by autonomic nervous system. Then clinical anatomy, collection of fluid inside the pericardial cavity. That clinical condition is known as what? Pericardial effusion. Okay. So the remaining details you have to read from your textbook. So pericardium is one important essay question.